Okay. Okay, mate.
This is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And this video is sponsored by Maurice Andrews Solicitors Birmingham. Get in touch today for your legal representation. I really appreciate you joining me again today, and this story comes from Shrewsbury, and it's about a serving soldier who has now been jailed for 9 years for 2 rapes of one woman that he'd never met before. On the 5th of June, John Harvey, who was from Clive Barracks in Market Drayton, was sentenced at Stoke-on-Trent Crown Court to 2 counts of rape and 1 count of sexual assault. He was caught by police inside toilets of a train station after the attack, and he was arrested promptly.
Police, open the cubicle now.
Stand up.
Okay. You doing it?
Stand up. Stand up. Stand up now. Get your hands out your pockets. Stand up now. Do it now.
Turn around. Time is 6:32. You're under arrest on suspicion of rape. You do not have to say anything when you make your offence. You do not mention when questioned something you later line in court.
6:02.
Do say may be given in evidence. Scarcity, if you're asked, being a prompt to effect an investigation, protect person with further harm.
What's your name?
Harvey.
Harvey.
I'll be completely honest.
I want to know your name. That's all I want you to be honest about right this minute.
Harvey.
John Mark Harvey.
The 25-year-old was found guilty in February following a 9-day trial. During the trial, the court heard that in the early hours of July the 6th, 2024, Harvey approached a woman in her 20s. He did not know her and had never met before. This was in the Mardol area of the town centre, and Harvey then sexually assaulted the woman and raped her twice before fleeing the scene. The victim contacted police immediately after the incident, and the officers were able to quickly locate Harvey hiding in the men's toilets at Shrewsbury Railway Station. He was charged the following day. Harvey initially told police in an interview that he carried out the attack, but changed his plea to not guilty at court and made his victim and her family face a trial. As well as the 9-year custodial sentence, he was also given a 3-year extended licence on his release and will be added to the sex offenders register for life. Detective Constable Sam Jones from Shropshire Reactive CID said, "I'm extremely pleased with the sentence that has been given to Andrew by the judge today. He was a danger to the wider public and in particular females." In July last year, Harvey committed a purely evil crime, and despite admitting to the offences early on in a police interview, he then changed his story in court and subjected the victim and her family to go through the awful trial. So a lot of our viewers have got a lot of thoughts and opinions on this story on our other social medias, and don't forget to get involved with the stories and discussions on Telegram, Twitter, Instagram and also YouTube as well. And I really look forward to hearing what you have to say on this story. Staying in the local area, and this story from Worcester, where a man called Connor Cashmore, 28 years old, from Broad Heath, has been jailed for 20 years this month for child sex offences, including rape.
Okay. For sexual assault of a child. Okay. For engaging in inciting sexual activity with a child under 13. Okay. Taking and creating indecent photos of a child and distributing said indecent photos of a child. Okay, necessity for this arrest is to prevent said child from further harm and for the prompt and effective investigation to allow my colleagues to conduct searches of your person in this premises to seize potential evidential material. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. If you put your hands behind your back for me, please, Connor.
Police were first made aware of Cashmore in September 2024 after intelligence was received that he was connected to a wider paedophile ring, and an investigation was launched. Cashmere was arrested on the 9th of September for sexual assault on a child under 13 and engaging and inciting a child into sexual activity and distributing images of children. Police arrested him and seized his devices and evidence of the sexual abuse he was committing. He was filming it and sharing it amongst the paedophile ring, and Cashmore was then arrested again on the 26th of September for rape of a child under 13 and assault of a child under 13 and making and distributing child images.
Come on, Connor, you need to open the door.
Hiya, Connor, you alright?
Morning,
Come
Connor.
on out for us a minute. Thanks.
Time's 9:47. Okay. I'm arresting you for on suspicion of the following: rape, child under 13, sexual assault, child under 13, inciting a child to engage in sexual activity, cause a child to watch a sexual act, engage in sexual activity in the presence of a child, possession of indecent images of children, take, make, distribute indecent images of children, arranging or facilitating child sex offences. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned, something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Okay?
On the 28th of October last year, he appeared at Worcester Crown Court where he pled guilty to all 16 charges against him, and this month he was jailed for 20 years and handed a sexual harm prevention order and also to be on the sex offenders register for life. Detective Sergeant Thomas Birchley said this is one of the worst cases we have ever dealt with in the Worcestershire area, and today's sentence is welcomed and he will serve time for these unforgivable crimes. So please don't forget to leave a comment on this story below and also subscribe to the channel if you're new. In this next story, we're going to Redditch, where a learner driver fled the scene of a fatal crash last April and has been sentenced to 11 years and 3 months. Kaiser Ali, 24 years old from Redditch, faced a multitude of charges at Redditch Crown Court following his reckless driving behind the wheel of a VW Golf that killed a woman and caused her husband life-changing injuries. This occurred on the 23rd of April 2024. The victim was Valerie Ayres and she was 65 years old, and she was killed instantly when he crashed into her, and her husband David, aged 70, in their Vauxhall Mariva. The couple from Alvechurch had been travelling into Redditch to go shopping. They had no chance of avoiding Ali's out-of-control car when he crashed head-on into them on the A441 Alvechurch Highway at 59 miles an hour in a 40. The force of the impact forced the Vauxhall into another car behind it, and shortly before, Ali, who only held a provisional licence, had been driving his sister's car but swapped it with her to get their mother's car, a mobility scheme vehicle that only his mother and sister were insured on, and he did not have any consent to drive. Dashcam footage from the Golf captured the moment that his sister, Sana Shazad, gave him the lesson of how to operate the automatic car. She let him use it while she was out and about at an eye appointment after they swapped cars at a car wash on Hull Road. During his reckless journey, Ali left the car wash before turning into Enfield Industrial Estate and onto Windsor Road, where he clocked on the Golf's dashcam footage doing 64 miles an hour. And following a near miss with another car in the opposite direction under a railway bridge, he was captured on CCTV by nearby businesses, driving recklessly and also at high speed again. Seconds later, Ali came round onto the A441 Salisbury at the roundabout, and he was going too fast and he ignored the designated lanes for exiting on the Alvechurch Highway at full throttle. At this point, he'd finally lost control of the vehicle and it crashed head-on into Valerie and David's Vauxhall. He walked away from the scene but was later arrested by police. An air ambulance, police officers and paramedics attended the scene, but sadly, despite their best efforts, nothing could be done to save Valerie's life, and David was airlifted to hospital with life-changing injuries. Ali, who pled guilty in February and was sentenced to 11 years and 3 months for the following offences: causing death by dangerous driving, causing serious injury by dangerous driving, causing death by driving a vehicle without a licence or insurance, aggravated vehicle taking and dangerous driving, being the driver of a vehicle that failed to stop at an incident, and being the driver of a vehicle in a road accident that failed to report it. He was banned from driving for 12 years and 6 months, and this includes the 7 years and 6 months in prison, and further 5 years after that. He will be subject to an extended driving test at this time. His sister Sana Shazad herself pled guilty to her role in the fatal crash. She'd also been caught on dashcam giving him the lessons in the car and giving him the ability to drive a car that he wasn't insured to do. So rest in peace to Valerie, and my condolences to her husband and also her family, and please pay respects in the comments below. I really appreciate you joining me for these updates. I'll be back again very shortly with some more news. Please don't forget to follow on social media at Scarcity Studios, and like, comment, share and subscribe. Peace.